Hey everyone, back again another video to help you out. This time I'm showing you how to remove the stereo head unit and screen from this 2015 Honda Accord. It's actually fairly simple if you just take your time and you have the right tools. This is being pulled for a customer who needs this. I don't know if there's any kind of theft locking code that goes with these that you have to punch in when you replace it or put a different one in. That's something you might have to consult your owner's manual or the internet for, just to verify that you don't have to have a code or anything, just so that way it actually works and you don't get locked out of it. This is again being pulled for a customer from the junkyard, so I don't know what their issue was, but the tools you'll need to remove this are a flathead screwdriver or panel removal tool. I just used a flathead screwdriver, and a Phillips head screwdriver, and also an 8mm, which I have on an extension, and a quarter drive socket. In any case, in order to remove this, you'll first need to remove these trim panels that go on either side of the center console here. There's one on this side and then one over here. And then when you get those removed, you'll have to remove the control dial that sits underneath here. You'll have two Phillips head screws on either side here. Pull that out and you'll have this plug right here to remove off the back of it. You squeeze the trigger, remove it, set this aside, and then up top you'll have to pop this little cover off the top of this. Just has clips hold it on, and set that aside. You'll have a Phillips head screw here and another one over here. Then I removed this little cover right here with my flathead screwdriver. Just has clips holding it on. Set that up on top. And then from underneath, you won't be able to see it so well, but there's an 8mm bolt right about here straight up underneath the radio, and another one right in here. And I'll show you what these look like. They have a screw head in them, so if you had a screwdriver that was good enough, you could possibly use the Phillips head screwdriver to do it, but I just used my 8mm. And they're really hard to find, really hard to see up under here. So I don't know if I can see up under here well enough to show you. I don't know how well that's coming out, but straight underneath there is an 8mm bolt, again right here, and another one over here, and those are the hidden ones that hold the radio in so it can't be stolen. So if you're making sure that if you can't figure out why the radio is not coming loose, it's because those two 8mm bolts are what's holding it. But when you get those two out, you'll only get about 3 inches of slack, which isn't much. So I had to work in from over the top like so in order to unplug everything. I had to use my flathead screwdriver to press on the tabs on these wiring connectors in order to remove the radio. And there's a bunch of them, so take your time. If you need to, take a picture before you start, if you can get a picture in there behind it, just so that way you can put these all back in the locations they go in. Sometimes you'll get lucky and these plugs will be kind of stuck in the positions like so, about how they go back in, so it's kind of easier to figure out which plugs to go back in. But obviously you'll know if you didn't do it right. Might be a good idea that once you get all these plugged in, check it, turn it on to make sure that everything's plugged in correctly before you button this all back up. Nothing worse than getting it all put back together and then have to take it all back apart again because something was unplugged or not plugged all the way in. So anyway, you get all these unplugged. Be careful, because again, you won't have very much slack even after you do all these, because this one plug underneath here plugs in down here. So you'll have to unplug that last one. So don't go pulling on this, otherwise you'll yank that plug right out of there and you could break something. So unplug that last one right down there, and then your radio is loose. So that's the ins and outs of replacing this. If it helped you out at all, Drop a like down below, subscribe for more videos. If you have any questions, leave those below too, and thanks for watching.